Right. So what we're gonna do now is a matchup chart. Right. We've gone through what we think of Lee, what we think of his key moves, what we think of his changes. I think we've had a pretty long discussion about Lee. Now, time for how does he compare to other characters? Right. That's I think gonna be a very important subject. So I've got here a tier maker, and we're gonna do Lee matchup charts. Now,
Yes, the S tier are going to be the best matchup for Lee, right?
we're not gonna go letters. We're gonna go
Okay.
great, good, uh, even, and bad, and then worse. Maybe I can cut out the something. I don't know. We'll see later. But there's not gonna be that many bad matchups. I feel like he's got a pretty good spread, but we'll see. Do you know how I add something? Yeah, row below. All right. We're just gonna go in the order that they give us the characters.
Yep.
So we can start with Jack. What do you think of Lee against Jack?
I think he's great.
Oh,
Yeah. I agree. I think we got is Sing. Yeah, Sing's just gone now.
yeah. Sync died actually. Oh no, he's back.
Typing in chat. I don't know.
He's resurrected.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Sync.
what? My net was doing a madness.
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna do share screen so you can just watch the list from inside Discord. It'll probably be easier for you guys to follow.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't fuck up my stream. You know, OBS. All right, we said Jack. Jack, great matchup. I think we can all agree. What do you think, Sink? Well, you know what? I'm not gonna ask him what he thinks. He's gone again.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah,
bro.
who
No, he's
left
here.
then?
He's here.
I'm still here.
What is
Someone
that
else
sound? I'm hearing the sound of someone exiting, but no one's exiting.
I don't know.
All right, what do
Are
you
you
think of
hearing
Jack?
ghosts?
Okay, what do you hear about Jack? What do you think of Jack?
Jack.
Great, good, even, bad, worse. That's what we got.
Jack, I would give. I would probably put. I feel like in this game, I would probably put Jack in great. I feel like it's
Yeah.
a really good matchup for Lee in this
Yeah.
game.
I think we all agree. Like
I think we're all in agreement.
The fact
be honest,
that
I'll be
the
honest.
12 frame low that counter hits beats so much of what he tries to do. You get even with your bad movement, you can still get around everything Jack does. You punish him really heavily. Like FF4 is also mad annoying for him. Like he can't.
I think we're running 3-4 pretty much carry this match.
Yeah, Lee's weakness is really is tracking, and Jack has to commit to the stance to beat what normally is just beaten by a sidestep. But the thing is, the stance isn't that good. So yeah, if he absorbs while running 3-4, he'll fuck you up. But he needs to time it quite well. It's not easy, and you just can be a bit careful about doing it. And while running 3-4 is still amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I mean in T7, I felt like the matchup was overrated, fully.
Yeah, but now it's too good, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's also Jack being like on paper, you feel like he'd be way better than he is in this game, I feel. Like I enjoy playing Jack, but I was gonna main him until I saw what the other characters were like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that to myself. I'm not doing that. So yeah, Lee great against Jack. Next we have Jin.
I'm within good or even.
Good or even? I'll go even. I'll explain myself later. But
I'm gonna go even as well.
Even.
Yeah.
The reason I wouldn't put him in good is because Jin is one of the few characters with a weird glitch that I haven't seen posted anywhere, and I'm too lazy to do anything about it. It's while running free, not the while running 3-4, but while running free, the first hit, even when you do both, obviously, whiffs at point blank against some characters, and Jin is one of those characters. Jin, Lars, I believe Claudio, and I don't have the full list. It's not even depending on backdash distance because Dragunov doesn't have that problem despite having an amazing backdash, right? There's a few characters where you backdash point blank, you cannot hit them. the first hit will always whiff. And if you play against someone like Daniel Mado or Raif, they will parry the second hit on reaction.
Yeah,
Because
no,
these
I've seen that
guys
a lot.
are taking crack cocaine while they play. They don't, right? No allegations.
Yeah.
Don't sue me. But like, if it weren't for that, I think Lee could even be considered good against Jin.
Oh yeah,
But
100%.
that is such a huge hole. That is such
Yeah.
a big weakness, right?
It is kind of the like crack cocaine difference, where if the Jin player is just really good at like having those
Yeah. But,
reactions
like,
and awareness,
even if
he
they
will
don't
just
parry, it's just
No,
very
it's
frustrating.
still annoying.
'Cause
Yeah,
it
but-
helps them step it, and if they did press, they might interrupt you because they're not gonna get hit by the first hit, and they might float the second hit accidentally, right? Like I played
Yeah.
against Kaizoku Lars, right? Because Lars has the same issue, and he did backdash power crush, and he did the power crush much later than he should have, but the first hit whiffed, and he power crushed through the second. I don't think that was intentional, but I should have beaten his power crush because he shouldn't have been able to evade my first hit. But yeah, so that's a huge glaring hole. But apart from that, I think you can work around Jin's tools quite well. So if it weren't for that really huge thing, and the parry is also quite annoying, he would have been.
Yes,
He
the
could have
parry, I
been
think
good.
it can work versus the 1-2 mix. If the lead player want to do 1-2-3 or 1-2-4, Shin
Yeah.
can parry, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Jin has a few key things that make it so they can't be better than even. But I don't think it's a bad matchup.
Yeah, and also a 14 frame launcher as well.
Yeah, that is annoying. Still. I guess we have Jun next.
I would say good.
Hmm.
Good. Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Better
'Cause
than Shin, I would say yes.
it's probably good or even for me, but I'm
Like,
kind of
explain,
leaning.
Chef. We're here to talk. Don't worry.
Yeah, no.
This is a
in
safe space for us to downplay.
Perfect. No, I don't really like the June matchup a lot. A lot of it is just I feel like she has so many like strong panic options that just beat a lot of your offense a lot of the time. But I'll be real, Can is just a bitch to deal with, but that's
Yeah.
kind of a skill issue. It's just I really dislike having to play around that as Lee. It's better in like when I play other characters, I'm way less scared. But for some reason, when I play Lee, it's just Can just
Yeah.
fucks me up if they know how to use it well.
So, my take on the Jun matchup is that it's a good matchup for Lee. Just don't do Hitman. Like, if you just don't enter Hitman
Yeah.
stance and you just use your superior pokes,
Yeah.
you can lock her out of doing much because her offense is not very good. Like, it's
No.
just she has great defense, but you have the tools to work around it. You don't have to overcommit. You can float a lot of her stuff. Don't get parried. You know, parries in this game are not as good. You can throw it. I mean, there's a lot of things to stop parries from happening. Her back three is not as much of an issue as Asuka's. The can is really annoying, but Hitman is really where you get hit by cans. It's no point committing. The mix-up is not worth it, right? Because the only thing you'd be doing to beat cans is the one. But then if you're always doing that, she has a million ways to beat that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think as long as you know what to not do Hitman, she doesn't have the offense to do anything to you. Like, your defense is almost as annoying to her than yours is to her, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep, that's true.
I'd put her in good. Sync. What do you think? Sync?
Sync?
Yeah, I heard a noise again. I think he's having some issues.
I think his internet's in the bin.
Well, I guess we'll keep going then.
I'm fine with her being
going,
good.
just keep going.
Oh, where did I find there?
What are you here or not?
Shit, I'm getting mixed signals.
Jun,
I want to be here, man.
Jun, what do you think?
Jin,
Yeah, Jun.
I'm leaning more towards even, mostly because of the same, kind of for the same reasons as a Flower. I feel like she's a bit more annoying to kind of play around due to her panic options, especially when she has heat. But
Yeah, when she enters heat and she has that extra, like the high parry into
Yeah,
the
the, like-
laser, that's really annoying. But I don't know if that's really a matchup thing.
No.
Like I feel
Yeah,
like if
I
you
know-
played
I
any
know.
character, you'd have a problem with that.
Like
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm not good versus Jin, so I'm probably not the best person to ask about
Yeah,
this
kind of
matchup.
same. I just kind of
Still, you
struggle
know,
generally. So
like I'm gonna put her in good. I think two of us are putting in good, two of us aren't.
yes, I think
And-
that's fine. Like,
And I mean, if you're saying you're not as familiar, like I feel like I'm familiar with her, so I'll go good. When I'm unsure, I'll follow the ones that are sure.
Yeah,
sir,
that's fair.
I do
Alright.
agree.
We got Kazuya next.
I think
Uh,
that'll be good.
I want to tell you this. I play versus Keisuke there on the Tiger Upper Cup. And I played with Reina, with Lydia. With Lydia, I didn't have any chance, but with Kazuya, I did really good. So I think this is at least good or maybe great. At
Yeah,
least.
they were good games. I saw those.
I wouldn't put him in great.
I would not put him in
Yeah.
great, but I would put him in good.
Yeah,
I'd put him in good as well.
I think good is fair because the thing is, you
I
do
think
get
good is good.
launched for a lot of things. Like every low gets twin pistoned.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't kind of hit him quite as much with things because he doesn't really he's not really gonna mid check you a lot of the time, right?
Mm.
So I think there's a lot of tools of Lee that don't work against Kazuya's playstyle, and you get launched a lot. But you can lock him down quite well, and back four and the power crush are really good options, right?
Yes, and 444 high cross the
Yeah,
electric.
and FF4 is
so
also
command.
Yeah,
good.
FF4 down 3 is also really good.
Yeah.
In this matchup, but I feel if you, it depends a lot on the Kazuya, but if they just abuse like down back
it's a
4.
matchup I don't enjoy personally. Like it's
Yeah.
not good for me, but Lee I think is at
He's
least
good
good.
in the matchup.
I can't put him in great personally, but I
No.
think it's at least good.
Yeah, he is good in the matchup. I feel like down back 4, if you get good at it, it's also kind of easy to just crouch cancel acid.
Yeah. I don't think anyone enjoys
that's
playing
just you,
with
mate.
Kazuya in this game, but that's a
Yeah,
different
I mean,
conversation.
I played Keisuke as well. It was 5-4 final round, and I just overextended one bit. So I think it was a good set, but he wasn't doing really the things that annoy me about Kazuya. But I think it's mostly online stuff that I have gripes with. Is what it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next up we have King.
Ooh.
I had a pretty weird concept of King because I think he's the most overrated character in the game.
He's up there. I'll
And
agree with that he's overrated.
I would say he's good, but you can say he's even. I think he's good just because the 444 high crushing the throws.
That is good, yeah.
I think it's either good or great.
Like I can't put him in great.
I can't put it great at all.
Because the reason I can't put him in great is after playing Akayo and him doing down back 1+2 into hop kick instead of the 2 when I do FF3 or running 3-4.
Ooh,
Really
yeah.
hurts.
I haven't met a king who does that.
Yeah,
That does sound
like-
really annoying.
like, Usually I'm very good against King, but I know what King can do as opposed to what Kings
Yeah.
do. Right?
Yeah.
So I can't put him in great, but I do think overall it's a good matchup.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that Lee can't really sidestep left his down for 2 like other characters
Yeah,
can.
like
Yep.
you do have to be very careful because a lot of the things you want to do to cheese people out, like down 2s, FF4s, like King's just gonna down for a 2 no brain, right? Because it just works, right? So, but as long as you remember, don't particularly try to crush him. Just work around his down for 2, and as long as you can break grabs,
Yeah.
like you can lock him down quite well, and you
I
have good
think,
frames as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I
he
think Lee
does-
is
go
really
ahead.
good. Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say if he does down back 1+2, well, you know what I love doing? I press into it again and again and again and again. I just chip him out. Like I'll press block, and see what he's doing.
Yeah.
And like people used to do that to me when I did focus attack with Akouma. They were risking a lot more than I am by then, but it works. You just press into the power crush, and it's not free. You don't because grabbing it's too dangerous because they can duck. But you have such a good jab and down forward 1 that you can just press duck, press block, and they can't really abuse it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
No,
I'll
I think
put him in good.
Yeah, I think good is good. Yeah, it's good for him. I think Twitch ducking is also really, really good for Lee.
Yeah.
Like a lot of having acid rain in this matchup is just insanely good because Twitch ducking when he does those and just reacting into an acid is just so strong.
You know what's also
say-
good? Twitch ducking into a hop kick, bro.
Yeah,
you should try that.
Are you gonna react to a throw and do Twitch duck hop kick? No,
Yes,
but you
I
can.
do.
Fuck
I
off.
play one of my students right now in Marseille is an up and coming King player. So I play against King, like he's the character I probably play against the most, which is why I'm doing that. Like I'm either while saying
That's fair
2-3 or a hop kick. Like I'm not doing acid rain. I might
you
do
acid
like
rain,
4-4-4 down forward 4-4. Sometimes I don't feel super confident. But yeah, like
yeah, I might just be addicted to doing acid rains. That's true.
Yeah, but you
also,
it is because I'm used to the character.
Yeah, but also doing crouch cancel acid on FF neutral 2 is so easy because it's the animation is so noticeable. Like as long as you have a read on it, it's just you get that shit every single time.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to start doing that.
Yeah, you do. You need to start doing acid rain in general.
I've recently relearned how to do it because
I get really mad when I see you do 1-2-4.
Because before going to Japan, I learned how to do it. And I was consistent. Then I went to Japan for 2 weeks on holiday with my girl, right? And I came back and I couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, fuck this. Took too long to learn. But recently, now that I have more reason to do it, those who know they know. Now that I have more reason to go for it, I have relearned how to do it, and I'm consistent enough. Like I'll still drop it occasionally, but I go for it. Don't worry, it's coming, guys. It's coming.
Yeah.
Took me 1 year, but I got it. Anything else to say on King, or shall I move on?
No, we can move on.
Okay, Lars.
I think even.
What else we got?
Like, I think the main thing, I think his movement his backdash is really annoying for Lee to deal with.
Yeah, the single backdash is just so annoying.
Like he makes down forward 1 whiff so casually, and even down forward 4 sometimes.
Yeah, his backdash is stupid, so I'll agree with that. There's also the fact that you want to power crush the mid, is it Sen 1 or Sen 1? But Sen 3+4, you'll absorb it and you'll crouch automatically and launch you, right?
Yeah.
So that's really annoying. So you have to go for punch parry, but then punch parry also loses to that mid.
Yeah.
Right? So that's very annoying.
I don't know. I think it depends also of the last player because if he start using the lows they are launch punishable and launch with 1 standing 2-3 into hit.
Yeah, I think like you do have good punishment when Lars does anything and you manage to guess right, you will punish him very hard. And also there's a lot of situations where down 4 counter hit just kills all of his mix-ups. Like down 4 counter hit is really good against Lars.
Yeah, I feel like against a lot of stance characters, down 4 is just like the perfect option.
But I think
also the power grab versus
even
the stance.
Yeah, power crush in the stance. Which stance?
Sen?
Probably silent entry.
Yeah, silent entry, I think, right?
Yeah, silent entry 4.
I think versus both stance are good if you can react.
The low stance, the one where he does the hell sweep, right?
Yes, both stance, both silent entry and dynamic entry.
Yeah. You can. I think you can react to the low. Like with the mental stack, it can be difficult, but I've definitely low parried it on reaction.
I mean, in general, I feel like Lee.
But I don't think that's a Lee thing, though. That is, it's good, but I don't think that's a Lee. I don't think that's a Lee thing. I think I'd put him in even. Like you can annoy a Lars player with a lot of Lee stuff, but the movement just really fucks you over, and the orbital is also quite annoying. Yeah. So I think even is okay.
Yeah, and you have good things in the matchup, like some FF4 consistently goes on the last DF1 in that matchup.
Yeah.
In general, you have if you're willing to call them out, you have good options to deal with his stances. Down 4, down 3.
Yeah, and the reward for doing so is quite big. If you are right, like I mean that's Lee in general, but like if you manage to call out someone, you will get very rewarded for it. So
and one thing I like doing is like I don't know if it works for other characters, but if Lars presses while standing 2, and you press down for 2, obviously you'll counter hit him out of Zen. It evades. If he does while standing 2,
Yeah.
You know the little swipe the little mid swipe that he does from crouch.
Yeah.
If you press down for 2, it will evade him doing while setting 2 into the high. It will counter hit him out of Zen, like silent entry.
Yeah, you just lose
And
to
if he-
2-2 basically.
Yeah, and if he does dynamic entry, he'll make the down for 2 whiff. But if he tries to whiff punish it with a dynamic entry 1-2, you can duck in time.
I gotta try that. I will try that. That's good. That's good info. I'd still call it even.
Yeah.
I'd still call it even, but yeah, that's
fair.
because I mean I'd rather just duck on it. But the
That's fair.
fact
No,
that
I
that
agree.
works and you can kind of no brain it is good. Sajax, thank you very much for the prime sub,
My
guy.
goat, Scottish League goat.
We now have Law.
This one is weird, because when I see Laowa, it's like seeing a Lee version, but a better version is more easy. So I don't know.
I think it's even, but he's just a better character.
Yeah,
No.
I think it's even.
Like, it's
Lee
not-
he has like a lot of good things in the matchup, but I do think overall
It just
an
goes
even
both
matchup.
ways. So
Yeah, it goes both ways.
It's just he's
If I'm being objective, it feels even, but I think he's just way better than Lee.
yeah.
He's good.
Law is top 10 at worst. Like Lee is top 10 at best, right? So it's just he's a better character. So it's not really it's not
Yes, I
matchup
feel like
things.
at the same time you had to play better than the Lao player if you want to win. So maybe that made me think that he could go into bad, but I'm okay with even.
Like I could consider bad if you make a good argument for it. Because I think like Law could be considered bad because having a lot of the counter tools he has, considering Lee doesn't have a lot of plus frames, you are open to stuff like that. Like I think a 10 frame counter hit against Lee is particularly good.
Yeah, and even like say you want to call him out doing, it's like okay, I'm gonna FF4. Okay, he has back one 2 launching heat. Like,
Yeah, that's really strong.
I could consider bad. Like if you guys feel like it's bad, like it's not. It's definitely not
Nah.
worst.
I kind of want to stick with even.
Even about sync. What do you think?
I'm leaning towards bad, but I'd probably more time say even.
Like
I'd say like I wouldn't like if I was to put him in bad, he would be probably like the best out of the bad tier.
Yeah.
Of characters that I consider bad matchups.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll order them afterwards. Once we get the list, we'll do orders,
All right.
and we'll put Law probably at the end of even, or we'll move him to bad once we
Yeah,
see
start
the
like-
whole list.
Yeah.
Agree.
Okay.
Can
Next we
revisit.
have Paul.
Boil.
Mm.
I don't really know how to feel about this matchup. I kind of want to say even, just because it goes both ways for the characters. I feel.
The same with me. I don't know. Being honest.
You about sync because I've got a quite a bit of Paul experience because I play with
Yeah, I was
Hexmark.
gonna say you have X Mark.
Yeah,
I'd probably more time say even as well.
I'd say good honestly
Oh, really? Okay.
because like you have a lot of points where you can counter hit him. Like he has a lot of things where 2-2-3 or 4-3-4 will really fuck his game up, and down 4 will beat anything else he tries. You have a consistent punish for Death Fist, right? Like his tracking isn't amazing, so even with Lee's bad sidestepping does work against Paul. And yeah, I think you have good punishers for what he tries, because he's either way too safe or he is punishable, and the punishment you do get, I do feel like is enough to
It's
make him
really good,
reconsider.
yeah. True.
So my take, having played a lot against Hexmark, is again Paul is the better character because I don't know what they thought when they gave him 4-2 and 13 frame being a fucking launcher, right?
Yeah.
But
I can definitely accept good.
but I
with
do
that
think
argument.
Paul is I have to put him in good personally.
Yeah.
I can accept
agree.
good.
Yeah, I can accept.
Yeah.
It's a good argument.
All right. Then unfortunately we are at
Ugh.
Nina.
I think this it's bad or worst, but I don't think it's worst, but it's definitely bad.
I don't think it can be worst. Definitely not worst.
No, but it's bad. I don't like it. It's
Yes, happened the same. I had the same feeling with Lau, and within.
Yeah.
It
Like it's bad, but it's not
decided
that
show
bad.
better.
Like I feel like it's bad because it's Nina, and Nina's just amazing. But there's only a few key things that make me put her in bad. There's not enough for me to put her that low, but I do think it's bad. Like down 3-4-3 really fucks your gameplay because you are, despite being the high crush character, you are also losing to high crushing.
yeah, you're also vulnerable. Yeah.
The high Ashida step is very annoying for Lee to deal with, right? Like your down forward one never reaches, and she'll just launch you, and she's blocking low and mid because she can do that for some reason. Her movement being above average doesn't help, and she has fast counter hits to get you out of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And also 13 frame punishment in heat is ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I think this matchup depends a lot on the pilot of the Nina.
Nina is a hard character to play, but we're talking
Yeah.
about a player that can do all the things.
Yes, in this
This is a very
and that's-
on paper kind of list, right? So I'd say bad, but it's not terrible. It's just that she's top 3, right? Right now she's next to Dragunov and Yoshi, right? So she's
For me, it's top 1.
Yeah. Like I put a top 1 in plenty of lists myself, but if you say top 3, it's less controversial, But I put a top 1 a bunch of times. So right now that's why it feels so bad. It's just she's busted. But you like the fast counter hits you do have are decent against her. Your punishment is also decent against her, but she can evade your shit too much, and she gets too much damage for very much safety, which is what she does. But since Lee is a character that I said earlier is a very risky character, right? A relatively risky character. Having a character that can really exploit that risk without taking risks themselves is a problem, right?
Yep.
So we'll put it in bad, but probably close to the top of bad. Then we have Ling Xiaoyu.
I think this is great in my opinion.
Great matchup.
Yes, I think this is insanely good matchup for Lee.
Right.
Mostly because I feel like Lee just deals with everything Ling wants to throw at you really well.
I completely agree. I completely agree. Like the down 4 is really good against her. Your tracking's way good enough. Like
yeah,
you can
standing 3 is like the best AOP check in the game.
Yeah, you have
much.
loads of stuff to check AOP, loads of stuff to check her when she tries to go laterally with her bullshit.
Yeah, like good punishment on a lot of her shit.
Yeah,
It's
you
just,
punish her so well. Like forward
feel like
3
Lee
is
just
amazing against her.
Yeah, it's so good. Like I just feel like Lee does everything.
Also down 3 and slide, Link can launch those moves.
Also, yeah, that's very important. So I think Ling being in great is a no-brainer for us. Then we have Asuka.
I think Asuka's in good. Actually,
You think Asuka's in good?
I think, yeah, I'd put her in good. I think good.
Because
Like-
I wouldn't put a I'd put a even or bad personally.
Really?
Because the thing is, she has the same things that make Jun annoying, plus a lot of things that are very hard for you to deal with, right? But I do feel like it can't be bad because she loses kind of to the same thing Jun loses to. She's just better, right? Like you have to limit your gameplay a lot, but the problem is Jun doesn't really have the offense to do anything when she's the one attacking you. But Asuka does have options.
I mean, for me personally, the main difference I see between Jun and Asuka is the neutral. Like, I think Asuka's neutral, just kind of outside of her pressing a panic button, there's not much she can do when it comes to a fast-paced posing game.
So apart from playing Asuka, she can't do anything. What do you mean? She's never had neutral. Everything she does is a panic button.
Yeah, I'm saying she never had neutral, and that's why.
Yeah.
That's for me. That's why I think the matchup's good for Lee.
Yeah,
in the sense that
and
her tracking's not good. HMS that's a matchup. HMS sidestep is actually pretty strong when
Yeah, the problem is
HMS
HMS
sidestep.
itself is not very good against her, but the HMS sidestep does work quite well. That is true. So like for those reasons is why I don't think I'll put her in bad, but I don't know if I'm sold on good just yet. So I'll hear the others.
Asuka also cannot launch the down 3 and slide also.
That is important. It's a lot of damage though. The punish, like while standing 1-4, I think.
1-4 into
Yeah,
I
I don't know
remember,
the input
man.
either. Yeah, big kick.
Also, only 4 years, 14 frame.
But yeah, the Sabaki is the Sabaki is very annoying. There's a lot of things you can't just press into her. She has the fast power crush as well that Jun doesn't have. She has an extra defensive option that works quite well. So personally, I'd put her in even, but again, I'm waiting to hear. What do you think? Good or even, Lee Mishima?
I'm gonna say good.
You'd say good. Flower.
I'd probably say good as well, but it's a really annoying matchup because I feel like you're playing like a lot of just
If you all say
50-50.
if you all say good, I'll put her in good. Like
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards like not the top of good at least. I can understand why it's good, right? There's a lot
Yeah,
of
no, I can definitely like I think it's good, but it's maybe not. It's not good.
yeah.
Good.
There's
It's,
there's
it's not
there's
like
better
amazing,
matchups for
but
us. There's
it's
way better
regular
matchups.
good.
Yeah, regular good. I think we're okay with that. Leroy.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I
It's quite 50-50, being honest.
want
You
to
have
say
a
this
hard
is a good
time.
matchup, but it's the same as Asuka. It's a good matchup, but it's like it's not good. Good. It's regular good.
Well, if you make the Leroy player with the parry and you launch with Assistant, well, he can make it good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just think that Lee has good punishment for a lot of Leroy's
Yeah,
like
you punish
game plan.
everything really, really
Oh,
heavily.
man.
And again, Lee's weak sidestep doesn't factor into this matchup.
No.
Like Leroy's tracking is so bad that you can sidestep everything. So
Yeah.
and also you know the safe load that's not safe while standing free.
Yeah, watching
punishes it.
that's exactly what's pushing
Yeah.
it over to good for me.
Yeah,
The
I'll
fact that you
definitely
have
put
a
him in
guaranteed
good.
punish.
But the defensive options on a rush down character means that he can't go to great, but it's definitely good. It's definitely good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's better than
Also
Asuka, but we'll do
the
it.
power of being anti-parry.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
also-
very good.
Yeah. And also in general, Acid Rain on back compass 2 feels really fucking good.
Yeah,
It does.
It's all good.
Oh, someone's asking me to explain while standing free. So down back free from Leroy, if you do a while standing 4, he can actually parry you because the low is -8 or something, I think.
And
He doesn't have. He has the
-9.
frame. Yeah, -9. Sorry, and he has the frames to parry an 11 frame move, like while standing 4. But he doesn't have the frames to parry a while standing free because he can't block because he's in the stance, but he can parry. But he can't parry that. So there you go. That's what that meant.
I mean, there is some times where it's like depends on the range you block down like 3 that while sending 3 comes out at I-11, but it's not regular.
Yeah, I mean, if it's Tekken being Tekken. Right. All right. Next up, we have Lili.
I think the number 1 point versus this matchup is 1+2 being a really good anti-Lili.
1+2 being really good anti-Lili, because I hear a lot of Lee players complaining about a lot of Lee players complaining about Lili. Yeah. So
think she's
1+2, 1+2 is definitely good, and I do feel like you have a lot of opportunities to punish her because she's not a particularly safe character.
No.
So Acid Rain comes up a lot.
It
Back
does.
4 is also very good, but you do lack tracking, and that is the stepping character. So
Yeah, no,
Even at Yes, go ahead, sorry.
no, you go ahead. You were
Oh
first.
no, you go, bro.
All right.
too polite, guys.
Yeah, we're too polite, man. Sorry. No, I think that Lili is she's like as you say, like she's not really a safe character, so Azrael does come up a lot, which is really nice. But I do think that, as you say as well, sidestepping is a like inherent weakness of Lee and his game plan to some degree. So I feel like even though you have good homings, they are slow, and that's the problem that for me makes this either a like bottom of even or top of bad matchup.
I would also add that she doesn't really have fast counter hits outside of 114,
Yeah.
and she herself you do have a lot of opportunities to counter hit her. I do feel when she tries to, it's barely overextending. It's just extending really, and she's vulnerable to a lot of like 4-3-4s. She doesn't high crush that much with options when she's trying to poke you. It's just kind of back one, but you know, you have a lot of opportunities to stop her doing her thing. So I'd say even.
Yeah,
I'm
say
good with
even as well. Yeah,
I'm good with even.
You got the tools to deal with her, but it's really annoying that you have to only do the tools to deal with her.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
is the problem.
You're-
She
you're a bit-
limits
you're
your
a bit
gameplay,
limited.
but you have what you need.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, we have Hwoarang.
I kind of want to say good on this one. I'll be
I
real.
want to say good. I want to say good.
I don't want to
Good.
say good, but I
Oh, you don't?
No, but I unfortunately have to agree. I don't want to say good, but I think it is good.
I see.
The problem is in Heat, he really messes with Lee. Like I said, the 10 frame counter hit
Yeah.
really kills Lee because you do not have the frames to fuck around with a 10 frame.
I mean, to me, the 10 frame is not a big deal for Lee. The issue is more so down back 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
it's both.
Lee.
It's both because the thing is the things that would beat the jab lose to down back 4, and the things that lose to down back 4 beat the jab. Like that's the problem. It's a lose-lose where he is much more he gets much more rewarded than you for guessing right on that. So you have to stop what you're doing while he's in Heat. Down back 4 beats way too much. You do 1+2 into 4 crouch down forward 4, you lose to down back 4, but you beat yeah. If you do while standing 4, you win against down back 4, but you lose to the jab. And if you're right, you get between 15 and 50 damage. He gets 70% of your health out on both options. And remains in Heat if he so wishes, which is the really fucked up part.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is open. Like he's open to a lot of FF4s. You can sidestep him just as well as anybody else. 2-2-3 is also good when you need it. Power Crush will get him off of you if you need it.
Yeah. I just feel like Lee's game plan is usually pretty good against Hwoarang,
Yeah,
and
it's
like it's
I think it's good. The down forward 2 from Hwoarang hurts though.
Yeah.
But
for two, yeah, exactly.
But I do think overall we can't be downplaying too much. It is good. It's
No.
just
I mean, yeah,
It's the downplay council, but we can't,
it's just until he gets Heat, basically.
in Heat he needs too much respect. But he's one of those characters where they just need to do something about his Heat. Like, and then he'll be normalized. Like the difference between him in Heat and him not in Heat is night and day, basically.
Yep.
Claudio.
Claudio Serafino.
I gotta say good.
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 I'm leaning more towards even, but I think it's. it's good.
Explain good.
I'm hard even.
Well, when I play I play a lot versus Tetsu in Thailand, and I feel it was really good.
I feel like it's okay. The thing is, he doesn't like most Claudios will not poke you to the point where you get a lot of counter hits, right? Like you don't really have a lot of opportunities. It's a lot of hit and go, right? So you don't get a lot of 2-2-3s, you don't get a lot of 4-3-4s. He also has the thing where running 3-4 whiffs on him, right? Which is very annoying. But he doesn't really have anything you can do after it. So it just kind of misses, and then it helps him sidestep, but it doesn't do much more than that. But he doesn't have a parry. He doesn't have counter hits to stop you doing what you want to do. You can punish him quite well. Can you do acid rain on his sidestep 4? Or is that too tight?
No. It's pretty good. You just have to have the read on it.
Yeah, like if you got the read, you can do it consistent.
Yeah.
Right? So I think overall he can't really stop you doing what you're doing, but you can't really stop him doing what he's doing. So I'm leaning towards even or good, but I don't know which to pick just yet. So let's vote. Oh, I'll let you guys vote.
I'm gonna vote for even.
Yeah, same. I'll put my vote for even.
I go for good.
I guess
Top of even.
top of even, I guess. Could be good.
Top of even or last of good, but we can revisit.
Yeah, we can. We're down to revisit Claudio. Like I can't think of anything that's like really good against him. Like I can't think of anything that's really bad, but I can't think of anything that's
But
really
you
good.
can't think exactly. That's the thing, right?
Azucena.
Azucena. I kind of want to say good, but
I don't really know for Azucena.
I'll be real. I don't really have that much of a like explanation for why I feel it's good. I just kind of feel like it is.
Like now that's the question. Lee is a better character than Azucena, right?
Yes.
Easily.
Yeah.
So is it just that he's the better character, or do you feel like it is a matchup thing?
That's the problem, right? I don't think I can say it's a matchup thing more than it's just a character difference.
I would put it in good personally, because now that she doesn't have crazy plus frames, you can challenge a lot of what she does. The power crush is really good at stopping them doing the running move.
Yeah.
The counter hits you're risking aren't really that bad. And yeah, like I said, now that her plus frames aren't completely ridiculous and you can challenge.
Like for me, it's just like the only Azucena player I'm ever like actually scared of is evil.
Yeah,
because
but
all the other ones just kill themselves.
I'm only scared of evil. I'm not scared of Azucena.
No, exactly. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not. I'm not scared of the character. I'm only scared of the
She has a lot.
player.
I would say her full crowd or while standing one. Sorry, while standing one is annoying for Lee, kinda.
Yeah.
But that's not enough to do much. I feel the fact that you can challenge pretty much everything. She kind of has to commit to the lows from the stance. She has to either go for the house sweep or go for the free. And she has to do something because you can challenge everything else. And if you're making her take risks, then you're fine. And she doesn't really make you take that many risks. So I'd say it's good for Azucena is good. I'd put her more above, but we'll change the order later.
Yeah.
Next up, Raven.
Ooh.
I want to say good. Besides his backdash, kind of is kind of bugged hitbox that makes a lot of shit with. I want to say he's good.
I think it's either good or great. I have a lot of experience in this matchup.
See, the thing is, I can consider great because I always do quite well against Raven, but I never feel like it's particularly the character doing it. So if you got a good reason to put him in great, I'm willing to agree because I always feel great against the character, but I can't pinpoint why.
I just feel like the punishment Lee has against Raven is just it's so strong. Like you can condition Ravens to just not do almost any of his super strong like moves if you just punish them properly. Like I just feel like you blow him up super well. You have good options against his stances. Like for example, in Tekken 7, most of at least the Lee players that played Lee in 7 a lot against his down back 2, you could down 3, and the only things that beat you in that situation were his jumping like forward 2+4 from back turn, and a generic down 4. In this case, generic down 4 is way more punishable in this game. And while he does have the new jumping heat engage move, who does that? It's so slow, and it's it's still such a strong option, and you still blow him up for all of his like non-heat clone extensions. You have good punishment on his like, for example, if you didn't know, his black hole QCF4. Me and like Reina, we discovered a really good punish on that. Back 2-4-3 actually launches from back turn, and you get like 95 damage.
That's pretty good.
So it's pretty good.
I can only think of one more, but we'll keep that for later.
Yes. Fair.
Yes, we keep that one for later. I guess. Well, I mean, they don't really do black hole anymore, but still, let's put him in great. We don't have a lot of characters in great, so. We'll see later if there's anyone from good that we think could be bumped up, or maybe is worse than Raven, right? But I'll put him in great just for now, so we got more characters. Next up, Dragunov.
I think this is like a Nina case when I don't think Dragunov necessarily have something anti-Lee, but it's just, I would say it's a better character, and that is a problem. So I'm within even or bad.
Even or bad? What about you guys? about the
I
others.
honestly don't mind fighting Dragunov too much with Lee. At least I feel like compared to other characters, I feel Lee has a lot more options in terms of to not let Dragunov snowball you too much.
Completely agree. Like I was leaning towards good personally. Like I'd say the
Yeah.
character's better, so you lose
Yeah.
because he's just a bad character. But overall, when it comes to matchup interactions, like there's a lot of situations that Lee can like. There's not Dragunov isn't doing anything inherently anti-Lee,
Yeah.
but Lee is doing a lot of anti-Dragunov.
Like,
The only
thing I'd
reason you're
say is
losing is because he's busted.
Yeah, the only thing I'd really say that in terms of anti-Lee or is good for the matchup in Dragunov's side is his movement.
That's
literally
it. Yeah, that's it. I don't think that's enough to lower him personally. What about you, Flower?
No, I kind of agree. Like with pretty much everything you've said.
So
I
good.
Yeah, I think good. Like it's not a bad matchup in any regard. It's a good matchup in pretty much every regard except for just he's a strong character, and he has been. But you
Yeah.
deal with everything that
Yeah,
he
because
throws
like
at you pretty well.
exactly, like when you lose to Dragunov as Lee, you don't feel like
It's never the character.
it's
It's
never
always the player.
No, it's definitely not the player.
Oh well, no,
But like,
no,
you don't lose to Eddy.
Other way around. Yeah.
It's not
How
your
OP
character.
Dragunov is.
Yeah, it's not your character. Yeah, when Dragunov's in
Yeah,
heat,
no.
but no one can do anything against Dragunov in heat. Like it's just plus frames into a guaranteed heat smash and into the tackle, and you just guess. But I don't think
Like-
anyone has anything good against any of that.
It's like the way I see it is like when it comes to a match, like is it a problem like specifically you'd have on Lee, or would you have the same problem on any other character?
Yeah, that's more how I approach matchup charts.
Mm.
Because yeah, Dragunov is obviously way better than Lee, but like I feel like I do a better job at stopping Dragunov than I see a lot of other characters do. Like you have good punishment on everything. FF4 beats down forward 1 sometimes. Like if you get hit by down 2, sorry, you can mix up 4 crouch down forward 4 while standing 3-3, while standing 4. If they start to sidestep the low hits, if they start to parry, you just don't have to press and then punish the parry. I'll while standing 2-3 them after I get hit by down 2 because I've enforced the mix up. And if they can't use down 2, they either gotta not do lows or do down back 3+4.
I see the BM talk about Lee's down 2 punishment. I mean, yeah, while standing 3-3 -4, and he can obviously a full cut.
You can get while standing 1-4 though.
You can while standing 1-4. I can if I really want the plus frames, I can while standing 4. Like it's not a big deal. It's really not.
I'll do while standing 1-2 for plus frames.
Yeah, most of the time I do while standing 1-4 anyway. It's like it's not.
I'd say
+4, 30 damage.
If it's not gonna kill, I'd say try doing while standing 1-2. Into misstep for plus frames, and then you get close to them and you can do a lot.
Yeah.
And if you want to really mess with them, use the special techniques to have even more plus frames.
Yeah.
If you need it. I guess we have Kuma. I guess we can just put him in great. Right?
Yeah. Well, like I feel like it's not as good as people say, but it's. Still
I'm listening. I'm listening. Don't worry, guys.
All right, Sync, go.
I'm trying to think. In this game,
You
I like Kuma is a way stronger character than T7.
Yeah, if we're going by the logic that we were saying earlier of is it a character specific? Like Lee has so much against Kuma, and Kuma doesn't really have, apart from the 10 frame counter hit, doesn't have that much to stop Lee. It's just that he's fucking stupid, right? But I don't like the backdash hurts your down 3. That is an important piece of the matchup. But apart from you beating about you losing with down 3, while running 3-4 is spammable to hell against him. You can crush him everywhere with everything. You have while standing 2-3 as a normal launcher. Down back 3+4 on counter hit guarantees heat burst with no walls. You get good Oki at the wall. I don't know if you guys know about that one. Where instead of going for the spike that doesn't work, you end with down forward 3-2-3. And if they don't tech, down 4-4-4 is guaranteed. So they have to get up after it.
Yeah.
So you have so much that is in your favor, I feel. And down forward 1 is also a great tool to not get hit by his power crush. You can always block.
It's a good to check. Yeah.
I don't mind the power crush too much now because now that we have down for the 4-4, which we didn't have before.
Yeah, it's
You
just
have a good
we
you have
actually have a good punish
so-
against it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have good punish against it, and down 4 also beats a lot of the best stuff.
I mean, down 4 is kind of. I mean, that's more so just bare hitbox, really.
Yeah, it's just
Sometimes.
down 3 is not very good. That's the only thing I can think of really, and 10 frame counter hit. But yeah, is like I was saying, if you want to put him in good, is it really matchup or is it character?
Yeah, like I mean, I'm thinking about it. It doesn't feel. Wait, no, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
If we talk about the matchup, yes, he's definitely great.
Yeah.
Nothing more to say there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just generally just because he's stronger. It doesn't feel nearly as good as it did in 7, but objectively, I'd have to say great.
Yeah, like it was
Yeah.
free before, and same in tag 2. It was like an unwinnable matchup. Now they're strong enough to hold their own, but Lee is one of their worst matchups easily. Leo.
I think even.
All right. I'm trying to think of what things like Lee really gets in this matchup, but
You don't like down 4 beats a lot of options.
yeah, that's
you
what I'm
stop
thinking.
you stop a lot of shenanigans with it, but Leo gets down back 3 after a lot of your key plus frames. Like I lost to Richie. I did back 3 into down forward 4 to do a long range mid check. It just down back 3'd me, and I lost 60% with no walls.
That shit doesn't work.
Yeah, no, it's I feel like it's even. It's just like there's nothing special about this matchup.
Yeah, I'd say
There's
it's a
nothing
very.
special
I feel
about that
it's a
fucking
very
character, man.
dry matchup.
I'd say even as well. Like
Here's
it's
some
a matchup I don't
resentment in your voice.
enjoy, but like realistically, she's not doing better than I am in terms of the characters interacting. So even is fine. Shaheen.
The same feeling we had with Lau. Well, that I have with Lau is like, well, play the same character, but easy and better. I would say even.
Yeah, I would say even. It's the same thing. It's like you play it's the same character, but he's just better.
Yeah, like
I feel like that one's better though, Lee.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
Like you have he's not doing as crazy shit as Law. So you have the better, exactly. You're playing the same character, but you have better counter hits than he does, right? Like if you can work around his down 2 and also punishing down 3 with while standing 2-3 does hurt. I think you have better punishment than him and better counter hits than him in the matchup. Again, he's overall the better character, and stepping his down forward 1 is very annoying, though possible. I do feel like overall when I play against Shaheen, the Shaheen is the one that has to adapt his game to me more than I have to adapt to him.
No, I can get that. I can get behind that.
That's but my general feeling, at least.
Would you want to put him in like good, or would you say like top of even?
Like, I could, if you are all leaning towards even, I can put him top of even. But I personally, if I was doing this myself, I could have maybe put him in good. But overall, I think he's the stronger character. So you'll lose a lot of matches, but you're usually losing to yourself. The power crush is very annoying in the matchup. That's a thing that really stops you. Everything else is just general Shaheen stuff.
Yeah.
It just feels even to me. Like I don't feel like there's anything particularly notable about that matchup, like whatsoever. It's just kind of
for real.
It's just kind of play the game, I guess.
Like the thing is, you kind of hit him, but he doesn't really kind of hit you. Is what I'm feeling, right? Like you'll lose, you get out poked, and you get like whiff punished and all that, and his movement's good, and the power crush is good. He has a lot of things, but like he doesn't really counter hit you with anything most of the time. The only things you get counter hit by like while standing 1, but that's not a matchup thing, or back freeze because you were too antsy. So, but yeah, I can put him in top of even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's not good enough to really go, yo, that's mad good, right?
Yeah.
Steve.
Steve.
I feel like in this game, I would maybe put him like bottom of good.
You put him in good. I put him in bad.
I probably put bottom of good or top of like even. Like I feel like the
Okay, well-
matchup is not nearly as good as it used to be in 7 anymore.
I'll wait to say what I have to say, but I want to hear you guys first.
I say I put him in bad. I put him in
Sure,
bad.
but I mean, I can see that, but I just want to hear your reasoning.
Like my reasoning is, if you try to play Tekken 7 Steve in Tekken 8 against Lee, you will die. That will not work. But I do feel like the new way to play Steve, they've quite recently figured him out, I feel. And he's now no longer a counter hit character. He still has back one, obviously, but he's not a counter hit character. He's now an evasive character. Weave and Lionheart completely negate your gameplay. Like the weave beats down forward 1 to the side your down forward 1 tracks, which means you can't mid check him. But if you try to mid check with a 1+2 or like a slower move, he'll back 1 you or he'll 1-1-2. Like he'll do like Lionheart 1 or Albatross 2, and it'll be like -2 to -4 depending on which one it is. And you cannot mid check him. Like you can't correctly mid check him. Like he'll weave and beat everything you try. And if you try to beat the things that beat weave, you lose more health than he does.
And all your options to beat Weaver are slow.
Yeah, they're
Like,
all
yeah,
slow, and then
and
you
only-
play into his game.
And then you get back one. Exactly.
Yeah,
and
like,
the only load that tracks Weave consistently is down back 3+4.
Yeah, and that's way too slow.
Yeah.
Like the thing
You
is,
know-
down 3 still very good. FF4 still very good, but he's no longer the character he was. He's not really doing that much anymore. Like he's usually just poking you, then he'll evade what you do, and then punish after the evasion. Like that's how Doug is playing. Because I played quite a bit against Doug. I played against False God a little bit, and I was like,
False God easily has the most annoying Steve.
yeah,
I've
it's
ever
like
played against.
I believe I won when I played against False God last time, but it made me realize that I had to just like it was not in my favor. I won because
you can't press buttons
yeah,
at all.
because the thing is, in a first to 2, I managed to figure out what he was doing before he could figure it out. I figured it out, so I think I won just on adaptation. But if we had like a longer set, he would have adapted back, and it would have been hell for me, right? So I think overall, it's like Steve wins, even though that wasn't the case before.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say pretty much the exact same thing. I'm fine to put him in bad, but also it's because even though the HMS, like a lot of the transition frames have been buffed, the like pseudo option select of down forward 1 duck still works for a lot of things.
Yeah,
And
like
he can do like 1-2-1 duck into it
I mean,
and kill you.
You
Like,
can't use, especially because of how HMS3's been kind of nerfed. You can't really press it in that
Yeah.
matchup whatsoever.
there's that,
Exactly.
and also, like I said, Lionheart beats a lot of things. You want to full crash down forward 4 after some things, boom, Lionheart launched. Like you can't extend with that. Like he doesn't launch any of your lows, and he doesn't launch slides. But while standing 1-2 is chunky, and everything else just compensates for that weakness. I feel.
I think mostly just because because of punishment, like you're not really gonna get launched for shit, and just he still has to worry about all your options when he wants to kind of play his offense and approach you. That's what would that would make me put him in even.
I just feel like his offense has changed. I still run into a lot of Steves that will just outright lose to Lee, but I've found too many Steves that are playing completely different from what they were before, and that new way of playing Steve, I feel, has to be the better way.
No,
Maybe it's just a Lee thing, but Steve has a way of playing that negates everything you try. Is what I'm feeling. Like it's like playing Ling against Ling if you didn't have Lee, basically, because Lee's good against Ling. It's like, you know how people complain about Ling? That's what it feels like to play against Steve with Lee, if they're doing that stuff.
Like, there's easily way more evasion you have to worry about versus Steve than Ling.
Yeah.
Lee.
Lee Mishima, what do you have to say about Steve?
No, I agree, but I don't know. It also depends on the way the team player plays. And no, I was thinking more within even and good. No, I wasn't thinking on bad, to be honest.
We've got 2 bads, 2 evens. I'll put him top of bad. We got a lot of even already.
Yeah. I mean, I can I can easily agree with even. I mean bad. Sorry.
Yeah, because like what we can compare to a lot of the even characters. You think who's easier to fight with Lee, Jin or Steve?
Jin.
Then we got Lars.
Like
Yeah.
put it this way, I would rather fight against all of even than Steve currently. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm okay with that placement.
Yoshimitsu.
And maybe the first rewards,
Worst.
Worst.
maybe.
Interesting.
And I can put it on bad.
Yeah. Bad, I think is close. I couldn't put him in worst. But
I
yeah, sure.
think
Bad
he-
sounds all right. I could even hear a good. I wouldn't be surprised. I want to hear everyone's takes.
Mm.
Flower.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. In some ways, I will like I do like the matchup. In a lot of ways, I just hate it. I think it's so dependent on what player I'm playing.
I
I
was
think the Flash is pretty much anti-Hitman, and
actually
you pretty much you don't have plus frames in this matchup.
actually Hitman up 3 if he has the sword, so not in heat or not in no sword. Hitman up 3 doesn't get flashed.
Yeah.
And 1-1 after running 3-4 beats the flash.
Like overall, I don't feel like Flash is a big deal for Lee at all, considering that he's not a character that plays around plus frames much. So at least for me, I've never seen Flash as a bigger thing for this matchup. Because that's like, and that's kind of something you have to do on every character regardless.
Yeah. Actually, I got a question in the chat I want to answer. Someone says, why is Steve on every matchup list on bad, but everyone puts him in B tier? It's a weird game, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, he's like, I wouldn't put him in B tier at this point if I did another tier list, I wouldn't put him in B tier. Like, I think he's on par with Lee, but he has very different strengths. But I think he's around where Lee is, and I consider Lee a very good character in this game.
Yeah, same.
So, some people put him in B, like a lot of people put him in B, but I just disagree with that, personally. Like he's definitely A tier, but there's a lot of strong characters. It's just he's a very polarizing character, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get back to Yoshi. So I kind of agree with Sync. Like there's a lot of things you can do to not get flashed. Just slide is terrible against Yoshi though, because you can flash everything.
Yeah.
So I'd say apart from not having a slide, flash is not that much of an issue because you can play from like you play point blank, but just far enough that you don't get randomly flashed. Every time you get flashed, you did press, right?
Yeah.
Like whereas there's some characters where they're just moving around and they're getting flashed.
Yeah.
I don't think like that happens to Lee.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and the situations you do have plus frames, you have good options to not get flashed.
Yeah, I feel like you can work around it. The spin is very annoying because you can't running 3-4 very freely. But I do feel like a lot of the problems are just Yoshi being too strong. They're not matchup problems. A lot of the time, there's a lot of what he does that's just too strong. But I never feel like if I had another character, I wouldn't be suffering the same fate. Personally, like Flash was kind of annoying me in this game at the beginning, but even though I'm playing Rushdown, I no longer really worry about Flash. I'm getting hit by like there's a lot of things that are fucking me up, but that's not really the one that's getting me.
Yeah, like for me, I would just put it even. Just personally, I feel like it's just Yoshi being too good.
Yeah.
Even sounds fine, yeah, because you
Yeah.
you don't counteract him too much.
No.
Your punishment is good, but he's not open as much as a lot of the characters are in good that are there for the punishment reasons. So I think even. So I think we've got 3 even, 1 bad. So I think we'll go probably near the bottom of even.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Because like it'll stop you from doing a lot of things, but I do feel like it's very character specific and not matchup specific. Now let's hear Feng. Let's see if you guys are agreeing with me. I heard someone in chat say Feng is a bad matchup, but I'm
gonna say even personally.
You want to say even?
Like
yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul.
No, sorry.
Even is fine.
Even is fine. Flower.
I wanna say even, but I'm unsure.
I'm built different. I'm putting him good.
I think
I think
well, I mean,
he's good
relatively-
against Feng.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
relatively speaking, he has better options than most of the cast in terms of dealing with Feng's neutral.
Yeah, like the thing
Yeah.
is, you're not
Like, kind of
you're not
fighting back.
really losing to back Kempo a lot, right?
No, that's like the reason why I'm not conflicted between even and bad. I'm conflicted between even and good.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll give
but-
you my reasoning for good.
Yeah.
He
go for
dies
it.
for doing down back 3, right? Acid Rain on back 1. FF4 is good against him. You can counter hit him with like 4-3-4 and stuff like that. He's not really evasive in that way where that doesn't work. Back Kempo, your frame's usually good enough that you can block after it, or you're doing like running moves and you'll just catch him doing it. Like his parry's okay, his power crush is okay, but like I don't feel like that's that. I feel like you're not doing a worse job than any other character not getting hit by those, right?
Yeah.
Hitman sidestep is pretty good against him. Like you can make down forward free with. Sorry. Your power crush is good at stopping his offense because he's also a character with except for back free, his plus frames are kind of whatever. And even if he does back free, the things he's gonna do after it are usually quite slow. Like
Yeah.
the frame traps after back free, you can stop them. They're good.
Yeah, you can
like he's
usually
like Feng's busted, right? But like you can definitely deal with
what
he wants to do after that, right?
For sure. That included with like while standing 2-3 on the full crouch,
Yeah, and like
low.
down 4-2, acid rain, back 1, acid rain,
Yeah,
Sabaki,
the-
acid rain,
being good at acid rain
bro,
does carry you in the
up
match.
4-2. Like I'm not even good at it, but I just know it's there. Up 4-2 if there's no pushback, acid rain.
I was thinking down 4 is good in the matchup as well.
Down 4 is
It is.
really good. Down forward 4 is pretty good as well. Like you can catch him a lot of the time. But I think I think he's the only character that has an option to beat 1-2 into the secret while standing 2-3 and the while standing 4. Like he can backswing blow out of that.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
It frame
that's
traps
just a thing.
everyone out. No one has an option to
funny.
beat that. but-
That's just a Feng thing, man. But yeah, no, I agree.
But yeah.
You've convinced me. I'll switch my vote to good.
I gotta put him like in good and not at the bottom of good. I'll put him like
Yeah.
he's good is where I put him.
He's good.
I can agree
Alright.
with it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but
You have compelled me. You're a good
I still want to
salesman.
hear Lee Mashima because he was putting him lower.
Even.
Yeah.
You put him
No,
in
I think
definitely.
back 4 versus Lee in this matchup, I think it's pretty good to pretty much control the neutral. So
I think back 4's good,
that alone,
but you can backdash that with Lee and launch him, right?
Yeah.
Like because he has to do that because you beat everything else because you high crush, so he can't go for anything but back 4. And if you force him for that, you just backdash out of it. And realistically, even if you block it, you can like mix up with back 3-3 and really make him regret it. And if you get hit by it, it's not that bad, you know. So I feel like if you make him do back 4, it's actually good for you in the end. Like it does negate a lot of your gameplay. It really does. That is true. But in the end, if that's what he has to use to do it, you'll be in the better position overall. Is my feeling.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, my only real gripe with the matchup is just Lee's movement, but that's just something you have to deal with.
Yeah.
That's just Lee.
That's just Lee having shit sidestep.
Yeah, like other characters can beat Feng with movement, but I feel like you can beat Feng without movement with Lee. But it would be nice if you could do it with movement instead.
It would be
Yeah,
nice,
like-
but yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to mash.
See, that's the difference between you and me, bro. But I think we got 3 goods and 1 even, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that means good then. I guess Panda, we
that's
can
fine.
put Panda next to Kuma. It's just
Yeah,
worse
I don't-
Kuma. So
I don't feel like we have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally just worse Kuma.
okay, I'll just do Elisa right now. That way it's done. I think we can all agree on that
hey,
one.
my goat.
Exactly right.
Ye-
You can't hit her, right? You can't hit
No, I
her.
fucking-
Point blank,
this
FF3 whiffs.
This
Point blank, it
character is
whiffs.
the devil personified. I
Yeah.
hate this bitch.
Like it's horrible.
Get her out the game.
I feel like the thing is, I will say this. I feel like if you do manage to block something she does that is unsafe, your punishment is quite decent compared to some other characters.
Yeah.
But you can't hit her. So if it's not like I keep saying this to people, if the Elisa player does not let you hit them, you will not hit them. Even if they're just zoned out and not playing, you can't hit them. FF3 point blank will occasionally whiff against a backdash. That is not okay.
Yeah, like I think Alyssa's easier to beat in this game, but not because of the matchup, just because it's Tekken 8. Just because the nature of Tekken 8, I feel like it's easier to play versus Alyssa rather than her being able to just backdash you forever on Infinite. Like,
she
7,
can though.
It's still a shit
now
matchup.
there's walls, but like you can't hit her.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like with heat engages and whatnot, it makes it a little bit better, but it's still a shit matchup.
To be fair, I don't know how it was before, so I can't make that comparison myself. I'll just say it's really bad now. So yeah, if you say it was worse, it might.
Like the thing is, she was a worse character than she is now in T7, but she was still one of the best. And it's just T7, just that game with better backdashing. That now you just could not hit her.
Yeah,
you had to guess after every interaction. You could never take your frames. You had to always give them up because if she backdashed, you will lose.
And we didn't have like back feed to say, okay, no. Let me take my little 20 damage at least.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
someone is saying, is there a good matchup versus Alyssa? I can't remember who it is. There's a couple characters that are okay against her.
I think Lydia is okay versus Alice.
Really?
Okay. Interesting.
Well, I play versus Watame, the Japanese Alisa.
Watanabe.
It was okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. That might be a player thing.
Yeah,
like, the thing is, I don't necessarily lose to Alyssa's. Like I've practiced it, and I'm not.
Yeah, like
I'm not
losing.
Losing. Yeah. It's just I'm so limited in terms of options. Yeah. And there's not much I can do against what she does. I just kind of have
it's just
to.
You're working hard. You're working harder than you would otherwise.
Yeah, like I like I'm good in the matchup because I've practiced it a bajillion trillion times. Because there's like not only just a good Alyssa player in our scene, but because I hate this bitch and I want to not lose to her.
Slippery Blues, right?
Slippery Blues.
Shout out Slippery Blues.
Shout out Slippery Blues. He's a dad now, so he doesn't really show up anymore, but still.
But he gets shout out though.
He gets a shout out.
Shout out to all the dads.
I mean,
yeah, shout out to all the dads, for real.
Shout out to all the daddies. I should have kept the logo. But
yeah.
All right, Devil Jin, who do we got?
I got great.
You're great.
Yeah.
I was thinking good. Like I was saying good, like very high up, but great. I want to hear the argument for.
Like I'll put it in good. I fucking hate the matchup, but I can't argue that Lee's bad against.
I hate playing against him because he's Mishima. But
I think in this game it's just, especially with all the Devil Jin nerfs, I think it's just a really good matchup for Lee now.
Again, but if it's the Devil Jin nerfs, is it Devil Jin that you consider bad, or is it matchup things?
It's still matchup things, for example.
But is it enough matchup things to go from good to great? Because that's where we're at. It's definitely good.
I think in general, generally, I've always thought like in a neutral, it's very Lee favored now, just because of how Devil Jin's like his poking game. He very much just kind of has to block a lot versus Lee because he can't compete versus down for one mind games well. Obviously, in punishment, things like Scarecrow 2/2 -14.
That's
like Zaka says, acid rain for a laser scraper is really nice.
See, FF4 is always nice. Acid rain, laser scraper.
The reason I kind of don't like it is Lee's movement makes it hard to like. What beats Devil Jin normally? You just they just say sidestep and then he doesn't have a house sweep, doesn't have an electric, right? But with Lee's sidestep, you kind of get clipped by things, right? And now that he doesn't really have the pokes to poke you, he's not going to run into as many like magic fours just because he's not trying to poke you anymore. His down 4-1's -6, so he's not going for that, right? Which makes them play safer, kinda, right?
Agreed. But I feel like keep out still works the same. FF4 still works the same as well. And what else?
I gotta vote good, but
I can think both ways.
But like it depends what you guys want to do. I can't go above good, and even good annoys me, but it is good, right?
I'll say top of good in that case.
The same feeling.
Yeah, top of good. All right, we'll readjust after. Zafina.
I think. I mean, definitely bad. I mean, for me, it's between bad and worst.
Yeah.
I think it's bad. It's not worst. I feel like Lee has too good punishment for a lot of her things to be really considered worst.
See, I think personally, I think he has a lot of these things that you talk about, but I think that your movement not being able to evade her, despite that being her weakness in this game,
Mm.
is too much. Like I tested some
Okay.
things. There's
I
things
think
that
that's based
Jack
on thing.
can step that you can't step with Lee, right?
Interesting.
So, like, she's not. Again, the thing is, the difference is she's not a very good character, right? So even though I think it's a terrible matchup for Lee, she's not that good. So like you'll beat her, right? But
Mm.
if they make her any better, you're going to struggle with Lee, I feel.
Yeah.
Like I definitely would rather fight Steve
It
and
is
Nina
definitely
than Zafina, even
yeah.
though I'm probably gonna have an easier time beating the Zafina. I can do more of my moves against Nina.
I definitely agree. I can definitely see that. It's a lot of just Zafina not being that good of a character.
Yeah, like Zafina's ass, but like she negates a lot of what you do, and like you
Yep,
can't negate what she does. Because she's evasive, so a lot of your stuff whiffs,
Mm.
and you can't sidestep her. Even running free is not easy to sidestep, and that's like
No.
basically it's sidestep running free or duck running 1+2. I think it is the new one.
Ye-
But
yeah,
but
exactly.
even the
Duck run
free
1+2.
is hard to sidestep with Lee. And down free again, down free, you don't actually have to react. Just you're supposed to sidestep. Again, that's super hard to
In
sidestep.
general, Lee can't step shit versus.
Nah, it
Yeah,
just has
yeah.
bad. It
Like,
just has bad
but that's
You have to-
that's
you have
what
to just
beats her.
hold it.
Or like the power crushes, right? Or the all of the stance down forward ones, right? There's the Azrael hands. That's supposed to be beaten by a sidestep. You cannot sidestep it, so you just eat 3+ frames into chip. Like you can't do anything about it with Lee. So you can't stop her from playing. If you manage to block something unsafe, you're gonna fuck her up for it. That is true. But you can't actually stop her from playing. Whereas most of these characters, there's a way to stop them. Yeah, so
I can agree. All right.
yeah, BM. I don't think Lee can step down 3 into Mantis down forward 1. It's either he
I don't-
can't or it's too
no.
hard.
He can't.
I'm pretty sure he can't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can't though. Like it's that's why I have to put her in worst. Just
I'm behind that.
yeah, worst,
Yeah.
but she's also bad. Like so
It's
there
like
you
you'll still win, but it's a very
Yeah.
unfun experience.
Yeah. Okay. Someone said Steve can't be a bad matchup for Lee. Were you there for the explanation? If you weren't, I'm gonna invite you to watch the VOD. If you were, then I'll hear you out. But yeah. If you weren't,
have to
then
back that
I'm
up.
sorry, you arrived too late. We got Victor
Victor.
up next. Yeah, Victor.
Ooh. I like this matchup.
Yeah,
I
feel like-
can't comment. I don't know this matchup.
I think it's good. Even like if even as bad movement Lee has, he can still step like almost everything you want to be able to step against Victor. He's just so weak to sidestep right, and you have such good punishment for whatever he does. Force you to.
yeah. I'll
block,
also put him in
so-
good. Like I think it's a very boring matchup. I don't like it, but I do think Lee is favored.
It
And
is,
also
but
you
Lee is favored.
you know the Oki where he does the ground spike?
Yeah.
As long as you have enough health to tank it, you'd get up into Power Crush and you beat it.
Yeah,
And you
it's
get your
exactly
health
like
back
that.
anyway.
Yeah,
You're back at 0, you're out of the war, and you got plus 17.
exactly.
So
It's like just having a heat engaged power crush is
Yeah.
super good in that matchup.
so like they kind of have to go for the hell sweep instead to mix up. But I mean if they're starting to go for that, then that gives you an
Yeah.
opening.
Exactly.
What do you think, Lee Mishima? You got a lot of victors down there?
No.
No, you don't.
No, pretty much. I'm not sure what to say about this matchup, and I would say even.
You'll say even. We got 2 goods, 1 don't know, 1 even. As that goes to good.
Yeah.
And it goes to good. Like it's easy annoying to fight. Down back 4 hurts a lot of your game plan, but it's down back 4. If you read it, he's dead. So and the mix up to down back 4 isn't that scary. Like he could try
you
to
know what,
orbit it, but-
I can say good if the lead player can react to the damage 4.
Yeah. All right. So we got him in good. Bryan.
Bryan's a way better character in this game, but it's still like one of my favorite matchups because Acid Rain is just so good.
Because of Acid Rain. What
Yes.
are you Acid Raining so much?
While sitting 3.
Oh, what's that? Yeah.
While sitting 3 and then like I don't know. I just feel like you can punish Bryan so good. Like crouch cancel acid on hatchet kick, it's super easy.
I think it's even more so.
Yeah,
now.
I think I'm gonna agree with Sync in the BM.
Yeah.
I think Bryan is just like I think he might be the 5th character in the top 5, but realistically, it's not the matchup you're losing to, right? He's doing things that are just illegal, but like every character struggles to deal with what he's doing.
Yes, I think it's a good matchup for Lee. And the only way you are going to lose is when you get hit by a random counter hit and you get 100 damage.
Yeah, it's like I
Which is
just
going to happen a lot. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
the thing is
do
QCF
think
1+2, QCB1, they stop you from really doing back 4s as much as you could before.
yeah.
Right, 3+4 2
Yeah.
is also a good punish for a back 4 when he's in heat. When he has Sane guys, but like you can't freely do back 4 anymore.
Yeah.
Which is a big problem.
No, you have to
bad
play a
move.
lot more up close.
Yeah, and
with
bad
Bryan.
movement means you really can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
He controls the mid range, even though that's
does.
supposed to be what you're doing. He just does it better than you.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
in Tekken 7, you kind of won the mid range battle because, like, okay, he can people's 4, but he can't just throw it out because of how lean he is.
Yeah, but
now he has more options, and even up close, like things like hatchet down for 2, you can't step that anymore, which you could in 7.
yeah, so like I gotta put him in even because of that. You lost the mid range advantage you had. He's still susceptible to a lot of your keep out up close, but I mean he has better keep out up close as well now. Like he has a 10 frame counter hit, which I was saying was a big issue because he has 1-2-4, right? As for the heat engager, and like I said, QCB1 and QCF 1+2, very hard to deal with for Lee. You do have a few times you can acid rain for Flower, you know, QCB free while standing free, but I don't feel like you have enough that it really makes it.
Probably not. Like yeah, and like the BM. This is where a crouch cancel acid comes into play. But I do agree with what you guys say. I just think Bryan's a way better character than he was in 7.
Yeah.
So it's just a matchup I've played a lot, so I'm very comfortable in it.
Yeah, but
But
I
I
feel
would
like
say
there's
even is-
something that has changed about the matchup. Despite the
Yeah.
Oh, for
character's
sure.
improvements, I
Yeah.
do think like the mid-range improvements do affect it. I think
They
it
do,
was
they do.
good. It definitely was good. I think it might have been great even. But now it's definitely no better than even.
I
But
think
I
especially
don't think it's bad
especially
enough to be in
movement.
bad though.
Yeah, I think especially movement, it's just you have a harder time stepping him up close now.
Yeah. And again, that's Bryan's so weak. You can step everything. That's what the Bryan down players say. I'm like, even though that's not entirely wrong, we can't.
Yeah, it's just
Like-
it's just lean, man. Like,
Yeah.
Reina. Reina Mishima. We'll start with Lee Mishima. What do you think of your sister Reina?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Fair.
maybe might not have a lot of Rainas down there.
Alright, what about you guys?
I just kind of dislike this matchup, but I do think Lee has a lot of good things. Having 1-2-4 against FF2 is just a really, really strong option.
Wait, so Akira puts her even or top of bad.
Ooh, okay.
Where did you put her, Flower?
I would probably put her in even to good, like not close to bad.
Yeah, I was gonna put her more so even, maybe bottom of good.
Yeah.
I'm putting it good to great, man. Like I never lose to
Oh,
Reina.
okay.
Bro.
But it
Like the only Reina that beat me was fucking Yagami, but even then I
but-
don't feel like I was playing super good, and it was close, and it's Yagami, right?
Yeah, that's fair. But elaborate. Why do you think it's
Like-
great?
The thing is, she is vulnerable to getting interrupted. She likes to rush you down, but she can't do that to Lee freely. If she's wrong, she dies. Like 2-2-3, 4-3-4, like she'll run into a lot of counter hits.
Yeah.
You have a lot of things that beat a power crush. The which one is it? The Raijin stance or something? Down 4 beats everything from the stance.
Yeah.
Like she can't. Like if you just do a single down 4, you can confirm the counter hit, and she can't duck. She can't exit the stance. She can't jump over. Down 4 beats the whole stance. And if she pressed, then GG's.
Yeah. I'd say keep out's pretty strong versus her as well.
Yeah, like you're the keep out character, and she also suffers from the same Mishima problems where FF4 and down 3 are really good against her, except she's running into you. Also, while standing 3 is good against like a forward 4, for example. Like while standing 4 also beats down forward 1, right? I think no, you trade, but while standing 3 doesn't trade. There you go. So you have an option where she can't mid check you after forward 4. So she suffers from all of the Mishima weaknesses and more other weaknesses where you can stop her gameplay.
And small things about Hop, like for example, Hop knee, you can beat her heat parry. Just small things like that as well.
And she takes and she's one of those characters that takes a lot of -10, right? So you will acid rain her a lot, right? Now, I could even put her in great. If you guys are not feeling the great, I gotta put her at least in good, but
I would put her like a solid like mid to high good. Probably mid good, but that's what
I can agree with good.
We'll do the orders later.
I'm going to say good because I also remember that the power cross versus the stance worked well.
Which her power crush or yours?
No, Lee power crush versus the Reina stance is a good option.
Yeah, that's also a very good option. Like the throw is kind of whatever, and even the low is like yeah sure do those, I don't care. Hit me with the 10 damage. If I hit you, it's a heat engager. So yeah, here we got a friend of mine, Inaros, saying he feels as Reina that Lee is one of his worst matchups. Not the worst, but one of the worst as a Reina main. And yeah, like even when I didn't know the Reina matchup, I didn't struggle against her. Now
I never had a hard time versus Reina at all.
So like I said, I kind of feel like for me, but we agreed on good. But for me, it's kind of like Raven, but like except I can pinpoint more stuff on Reina than I can on Raven.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to put her in good, I'll leave her in good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because she's a better character and she has a few things that can annoy you. We got Eddy. I put Eddy in great, but I'm willing to hit you out.
No, I can agree. I think it's a really, really, really good matchup for Lee.
I don't really know.
Like I don't like the matchup because you just feel like you get mixed if you lose. But
no one likes the matchup.
Yeah,
but
I feel like Eddy's one of those characters where the matchup doesn't matter for him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like T7 Mordok, where like even if it's a shit matchup for him, he just needs 2 coin flips and you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. Like Mordok was also a good matchup for Lee, but he really did not need to work hard to close that gap.
Lee Mishima, what about you? Have Abel to deal with. So what is Abel still playing Eddy? I don't even know. Oh, he's not.
No.
Right, well, there you go.
No, he picked Eddy in the grand finals just because I played with him a lot, so he want to surprise me. That's all. No, because he likes Eddy. He doesn't like Eddy.
All right.
Okay.
But can you agree on great?
Being honest, I think this is maybe my personal worst matchup because I don't like the character. In Tekken 7, it was the character that I less use. I use all the characters in Tekken 7. And this one, no.
But that's more of a personal thing, I guess.
Yes. He can be great, yes.
All right, well, I'll explain a bit more for the people watching. FF3 being -14 means that he has to guess right on his approach. Like, if he wants to use his easy approach, he has to guess right 4 times. You have to guess right once. Right? And you will even out the damage.
Yeah, exactly.
4-4-3 is the low?
Yeah, FF3 the low.
You can react to that.
Yeah, and from range, it's kind of reactable, and he dies. Like, you do 87 with no walls or something like that, right? That's not even optimal. 87 was before I was doing back 4 into down 3. So you get, let's say 90. Fuck it. You do 90. Will the VOD be on YouTube? Yeah, of course. I might cut it up into 3 sections because we got 3 sections going. But yeah, it'll be on YouTube. Yeah, so Eddy is very unsafe. Also, when he's in handstand, you can do down 4 to beat everything. And if he does backswing, down 4, neutral 4-3-4, he just runs back into the
Yeah,
into it.
exactly.
Like you
Yeah,
have an OS for everything,
Yeah,
and you kill him on every punish. So there you go. Next up, we have Lydia. Lee Mishima, you are the Lydia expert. You tell us what you
Exactly.
think.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him as well.
Yeah, same.
I mean, that's why we got you on here. We need some Lydia info.
Well, I will go with I think I'm great, but the thing is, I think the only low Lydia has is minus 13 is down by 4, and that is 22 frames. It's a pretty bad low, I would say. And down 2 is minus 14. So if you block one of the Lydia lows, you launch with 123. So that one, and also the power crush anti stance with 442 or down back 3.
Yeah, like she has to do stance into the low in order to be like you have like 6 options to beat the whole stance except the low. But then if she does the low, you just launch her. So
Yeah, I was gonna say great as well. Like I think it's I think it's probably Lee's best matchup in this game, at least in my opinion.
We'll agree on the order later, I think, but yeah, that's understandable. I don't know if I'd put that high, but it's one of, yeah. I think we all agree on great, Flower. You didn't give your take, but we all agree.
No, I did say great.
All right, great. Ayachi is the last character.
Yeah, actually.
I'd put him in good. At
good,
least good. I don't think there's enough to put him next to the characters we have in great.
Yeah, no, I think he's good.
But yeah, like his tracking is weak enough that Lee can sidestep like everyone else. Great keep out, all of the Mishima weaknesses.
Yeah, and FF4 goes on the downfall 1.
Yeah, his downfall 1's shit, so the FF4 is really good. Like I think he's gonna be nearer the top of good. So now that we have the completed list, does anyone feel out of place right now? Does anyone really feel like they're in the wrong tier? Before we go to orders.
The one I most disagree is Yoshimitsu. I think he should go more low.
Now that we have the whole even tier.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree that Yoshi should be moved down? I'm okay with him moving down. I'm also okay with him staying there. So
yeah, I'm fine.
listening.
I'm fine with that.
And personally, I would keep him there.
You
At least
keep him there.
I don't think he's as bad to play against as Steve or Nina.
Yeah, I would rather get Yoshi than a Steve in terms of how much I'm gonna be able to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So, Flower, what do you say?
I'm fine with him moving down, but I'm also fine with keeping him there. Personally, like.
Okay, so I guess we got 2 against 1.5. I guess so. He stays.
Personally, what do you think, Flower? Like, just
personally, if I'm just speaking, I'd probably move him down.
Okay.
Well, it's my list, so fuck you. I mean, we got 2-2, so like it's whatever.
Yo, admin abuse.
You know what? No, let's have the chat vote on it. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
Is it /vote? No.
No, it's like you have
it's /poll.
Yeah.
That's why you need the mods, man.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't normally do this myself.
You got no mods. You got no mods in him, man. Well, go on.
I must have some. Bro,
You're gonna mod one of us.
No, I'm doing it. I won't allow money to sway. Okay, let's do a minute. Yoshi, even or bad? Like, remember, this isn't character strength. This is character matchup. Like, he's busted either way, right? It's a question of, is Lee okay against Yoshi, or is he dead against Yoshi? Like, personally, we got 2. We got a kind of bad, a bad, and 2 evens. Right now, it's pretty even. It's pretty even.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Looks like it's skewing.
It's skewing to bad.
Mm,
Oh,
okay.
8-11. Oh, it's coming.
Nine,
Oh,
Even
oh,
making a comeback.
oh no.
10-11.
10-11.
We just need one per. Oh my god.
Oi.
Bad's moving. 11.
Okay.
The
Two more
even-
people were.
Yeah, I think
okay.
it's gonna be in the
It's gonna be
bad.
Yeah, you guys you messed up.
Should have done it for 2 minutes. I'm gonna run it again.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, let's go from the top, I guess then. Unless you see anyone else that's actually
Mm.
I putting Raven next to these guys doesn't feel right to me.
That's fair.
Like I do feel
That's
like
fair.
they all really
I
struggle
think
against Lee.
it's a great matchup, but he doesn't struggle as much as the others in
like
great.
everyone in great like dies to Lee. Raven
Yeah.
just
Can we agree to
struggles.
put either no, keep him in great. Shut the fuck up. Keep him in great, but have him at the bottom.
like I'm personally saying he can't be in great when these are the characters in great.
I don't know, man.
Is
I
it
feel
like I feel they all lose to Lee so much
okay,
worse than he does.
okay, what Raven have you ever lost to?
I don't really lose to Ravens.
Exactly.
I don't really lose to most players. What do you want me to
Okay,
say?
No, but
Like,
it's like
I'm just built like that. I don't lose.
I can't think of a Raven player that like off the top of my head that I've just like felt, oh damn, this like he
But
played
to
this
be
match
fair,
like
I've barely played against Raven,
yeah.
and I block all the hell sweeps because I'm just built like that.
Okay, all right, bro.
But like, what do you guys think? Okay, so Flower definitely want to keep him in great. I want to put him down to good. What about you?
I'd keep him great.
Keep him
personally.
great. What about you, Lee Mishima?
Good.
All right, the chat
Chat,
votes again.
Don't fuck this up, chat.
Like, I mean, it makes sense.
You did the right thing last time. You can do it again. You have a chance.
I mean, they didn't, but it is what it is. All right. Chat votes again. Raven, is it a great matchup for Lee or simply a good matchup for Lee? Let's see. Let's see how it's going. Got 4 goods, 6 goods, 5 greats. It's starting
I
off
don't like
pretty even.
this. I don't. Guys,
I think they
do,
just vote
do
for-
down 3.
They just vote for option 1, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
man.
Actually, no, didn't option 2 win earlier?
You got drones. You got actual like drones in your chat, man.
Bro,
Why are you
press
sodding
down
my
three,
chat, man?
You press
I'm
down for
sorry.
2. You just press the keep up buttons, man.
Yeah, you just press the keep out, and if he gets onto you, like down, if he does down back 2, just do down 3 and force him to do the dumb options.
You wait for the black hole.
Yeah,
But what Raven is doing Black Hole in 2024
Yes.
though?
bro.
They still
it's
do it,
so
man.
many. They still
it.
do it.
No, maybe they
still
don't
do
because
it.
you guys punished them, but they're not doing it against me.
And I guess just because you don't do acid rain, you don't punish anything like super optimally. Like, come on, man.
I'm punishing. I'm not losing. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
I'm not
Really?
losing. I just feel like he doesn't have. There's not anything I
Okay,
can
okay.
pinpoint where like he is. Does he have more things you can say about him?
Can we at least have him top of good?
Yeah, he's near the top. He's definitely near
Okay.
the top. But like when you look at the Mishimas, for example, right? You can say there's a bunch of things that beat him. Raven, there's not that much. You just win. But there's not that much, really. Like I can't say so many things. He's just a worse character. Like I put Raven near the bottom of the characters. I think he's one of the worst. Despite being good enough to be competitive, I think he's one of the worst characters, which is why it's easy to beat him with Lee, because Lee's a very good character. So yeah, let's do the order. So who
Yeah.
is the best matchup for Lee? Like we
Either
had
Bear-
one vote for
Either
Lydia.
Bears or Ling.
Bears or
Personally,
Ling?
I think Lydia.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to
Ling.
listen to Lee Mishima because he plays Lydia, so he's going to say Lydia probably.
Who plays Lydia?
You. Do you think...
not when he's on this pod, he doesn't.
Exactly. You're a Lee player today. Today you're a Lee player. Who do you think is Lee's best matchup? Is it Ling, Lydia, or Bears?
No, I'm within Shaq, Lydia, and Ling. Those 3. Those are the 3 match.
But which one? Which
I like the
one?
most.
Oh, did you say Jack?
If I have to say one, I'm gonna say Shaq.
Jack being
So I guess you're the
Just for
tiebreaker.
the because Ling and Lydia can sidestep, so in Shaq no, so just for that.
You're the
How,
tiebreaker vote. Super Kuma.
how about this? Panda in front of Jack, but not Kuma in front of Jack.
Oh no, it's okay. You can put Panda first, yeah.
Yeah, I think Panda's the worst because she's just not good, right? Then Jack is no sidestep, really hurts. The thing is, I feel like there's nothing Ling can do where you have to guess. Whereas Lydia, you stop most of her gameplay, but if she's in heat, even Lee's not stopping Lydia in heat.
I mean, but if Ling gets, you're guessing versus Hypnotist regardless.
Yeah, but that's the only situation. But
Hypnotist-
Hypnotist is you have to get hit
Yeah.
before she's in Hypnotist.
Exactly.
Lydia just
that's the
runs
thing.
at you and then you have to guess.
Yeah.
So I have
I
to put
feel-
Ling in front of Lydia. But
Yes,
they're
same.
all terrible matchups, right?
Yeah. No, I think
Now,
I just feel like in
Kuma.
terms of matchup interaction, I feel like there's just a lot. For me, punishment wise, I feel like there's a lot more things that you can just completely shit on Lydia for.
Yeah. I feel
Is
like
there-
Ling,
is there
Ling,
more-
Ling
is
should
there
even
more
be
things?
before
And actually,
Jack.
I think with Ling, even though she loses out, she can play more safer, play more stale. Lydia has to commit to the things that can get her killed versus Lee.
I don't think she has to more than Ling. Like Lydia can just back one all day. Like just +2 heat engager if she wants, and just do that. Just back ones and jabs. If she really wants to play dry, what does dry Ling do? Down forward one that crushes highs and does nothing.
You have down forward one, you have jabs, down back one,
Which one's down back one?
decent-
Oh, down back one. Yeah, down back one.
down back one, decent pokes out of back turn. Like she can play dry. Like Ling has good options if she wants to play dry. FF3, safe down back 2, safe low. Like she has, if she wants to play dry Tekken, she's way better than Lydia.
If you block
Like,
down
way
back 2
better.
against Lee, it's like it becomes a mix up. It's like Dragunov's down 2. You're in crouch, and she's in back turn, so it's even worse for her. That's not very dry if she has to go for down back 2.
I mean, she doesn't. She has other lows. Side set 4, Jeanette down 4, down back 3.
Yeah, I mean, but now she's taking risks.
Not on the other. I mean, down back 2, she's taking best, sure, but not on those other lows. Not any more than she would against other characters.
No, really, but like I'm saying, Lydia just back one jab. Doesn't have to go for like big lows. Like down 3, and then there's the mix up of if she continues or not.
But it's just the fact that she literally dies for every low besides her worst low.
It's just heat. I think heat is the one that makes the difference. I'll let the others vote, but for me, there is a situation where Lee will be put on the back foot against Lydia, and I don't think there's ever a situation where you're on the back foot against Ling. Ling can play drier, but Lydia can go all out and fuck you up.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's my reasoning for it. That's where I got. Like there's never a, like even though she can limit herself to not die, she can't make you die. Whereas Lydia has a harder time limiting herself. I'll agree on that. But once she enters heat, it's 2 touch and you're dead. And there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So Lee
That's a good
Mishima,
thing.
what do you think?
I don't know what to say.
I will
No.
I guess I will leave them 2 like this then. I guess.
I would say Lydia is a better matchup for Lee than Link.
I guess we are 2-2. But we're 2-2 with a guy that plays Lydia. So yeah, his opinion can't be trusted.
No man, it's 2-2. You know what to do.
But his
You know what to
opinion can't be trusted. He plays the character.
Run the poll.
Run the poll. Run the poll.
It's happening. It's happening.
I think Ling should be ahead of Jack even. But
Yeah, I'm trying to make everyone happy. It's hard.
it is hard. It is.
right. I try to type it out as clearly as I could. But yeah, like I said, against Ling, there's never a point where I'm just like, okay, now I'm dead. Like hypnotist happens, but again, that's not a matchup thing because she hypnotists everyone. And I guess you do have you have punch parry to beat the mid sometimes. But yeah. Right now the votes are it's close, but Ling is currently winning.
Just by 2. Come on, chat. There's no way chat's gonna make me go 0 for 3 on votes.
Lydia's heat isn't a Lee only thing either. I guess, but it gives her an edge. You're right that it's not a specific thing, but it's an edge that she has that Ling doesn't have. Because now we can compare characters a bit more. Like this is based more on the matchup, but now that it's between 2 spots, you do have to compare them a little bit more, in my opinion. So yeah, Ling wins. But you were saying Jack. So would Jack go before Lydia? Is what you were saying, Flower? Like, would you?
No, no, Link. Yeah, no.
You would do this.
This is the order I would like.
So,
I think even Lydia before Jack. Yeah.
Even Lydia before Jack.
But as long as Ling is like after the Bears, that's fine with me. The rest of the order is kind of whatever for me.
Sync, what do you think about Jack? Should Jack go before those two or after those two? I know Lee Mishima said it's the worst because yeah, I'm leaning more towards this.
I think after.
After like there.
I mean after the 2, yeah.
Yeah.
How for the sidestep?
It's just the fact he can't sidestep really does hurt. So I would like, instead of just voting and then I ask the chat again, can you explain why you would put Jack after them?
I'm trying to think.
And I think Hwoarang in 3-4 is super good in this matchup. Even if he has the power cross stance, it's like it doesn't matter too much for me. And Lee having so much problem with the tracking in this matchup is like it doesn't matter too much. You can use back 4 and you don't need to go into Hitman. 4-4-3 is even more amazing.
Yeah, now that they nerfed the range on down 4-2, he can't really punish back 4 without doing FF1+2, which is kind of hard for him to do. Like he'll often run into the power crush.
Yes, forward 1+2.
Which one's forward 1+2?
The heat engager. That's launch punishable.
Do you mean back 1+2?
Is that back 1+2? Sorry.
Forward is the power crush where he does the hands.
But yeah, back 1+2 then.
Yeah, back 1+2. It's not so bad. And even that the range is like, it's not guaranteed that you'll get you. It's fast enough that you won't get power crushed, but he might just whiff. And like all of the high crushing options, the lows aren't scary anymore. So I can consider both. I'm happy with both, but I'd kind of put him here. I kind of agree with Lee Mishima, but let's do the votes and we'll see what happens. Right. Lee Mishima, you vote here. Sync, you vote the other side. Flower.
No, I think the same as Sync.
You're gonna go with Sync? Yeah, I can't be asked. Let's do that. Kuma.
That's good.
Do I bump up Kuma or not?
Just have Kuma this like same as Panda, no?
I mean,
like,
I said, now it
looks
becomes a bit more character specific. Like I said,
it does, but I don't think the bear's placement changes.
You don't think the bear placement changes?
Maybe actually maybe after Ling, but
after Ling,
then it's it's like character.
Now it's weird.
Yeah,
for me it's either here or there.
Nah, then I think that's
Sync.
No.
Do we leave the bears together or do we split them up?
I mean, if you want to maintain it being based on interactions, I'd say you kind of have to leave them together.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess that's 3 votes. But Lee Mishima, do you agree? Bears together.
It's fine.
Yeah. All right. So Eddy goes there then, because Eddy, like Eddy is that you have great things against Eddy, but Eddy doesn't care about matchups. Like, he's willing to die for what he's gonna do. So we'll leave him there.
Yeah.
All right. Who out of these goes first? Raven wasn't great for the longest time, so it would make sense. But is there any character in this list you would put before Raven? I don't think so. But I'm asking. I'm using great for the whole list, so
Probably not.
okay. Now who goes to second? I think you guys were considering Devil Jin for great.
I mean, personally, I would put Devil Jin over Reina. Easy.
Over Raven. You mean?
I mean, over Reina.
Over
I mean, sorry, no, Jun. I'm bugging out. Jun.
yeah, right, yeah.
So second.
I think Devil Jin second.
there.
Devil Jin second. Who do you think is worse, Devil Jin or Heihachi? Because the chat is saying Heihachi.
No, I think
Devil Jin's worse.
Yeah, I think Devil Jin is more annoying, but I don't think it's a matchup thing.
Yeah.
So do we put Heihachi next to him then?
If I compare the other characters,
It can make sense. He suffers from mostly the same things as Devil Jin suffers from. So
like I don't know if I'd say there's a character I feel does worse than Heihachi.
I guess leave the 3 Mishimas together then.
Yeah, that works.
Let's say in that order. Jun probably has to move back, I'd say.
And move her back.
Yeah, but like, who goes next then? Does King fit the bill?
For me, I wouldn't put King there. I would rather put Reina.
Reina. Oh yeah. I mean, leave all the Mishimas together then. That makes perfect sense. But I think Reina struggles more than Kazuya.
You think?
Yeah,
you
I
so?
think yeah, because like I said, Kazuya doesn't really poke you, so he's not running into the same counter hits. Reina suffers from all of the high crush stuff, except she runs into counter hits. For me, like it's like if Heihachi had a better down forward one, I would have done this, but he doesn't. So I'm gonna put it there. Like, you can interrupt her. Kazuya has nothing to interrupt.
Fair enough.
All right, I think we're happy with that. Then who goes next? So we said Azucena doesn't really. There's not much to Azucena. It's just she's quite interruptible and punishable because she's not very good. Dragunov, you have good options to. I'd probably put Dragunov above Azucena just because you have more options against him. Feng gets punished a lot and has to commit. So for me, I gotta raise these two. I don't know how they're not gonna necessarily be there, but I gotta.
I mean, personally, I would have probably put Feng back a bit.
Yeah, further back.
Yeah,
But like, who goes there?
I would have put him further back.
So like, it's not gonna be Dragunov. Would it be? I don't think it'd be Leroy.
I would rather
Leroy
move
has
Leroy
counter.
up. I would move Leroy up like that. Yeah.
But Leroy has some counterplay to what you do though. So probably these 3 are the parry characters, right? Jun, Asuka, Leroy. I feel like the character that that Lee is the best against out of these 3 is Leroy.
Yeah.
Then
But,
I would put these 3 in that order, and I would probably keep them together as a block because they're mostly the same.
I would swap around Asuka and Jun, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, earlier we agreed on Jun has no offense, whereas Asuka has offense. You don't have to defend against anything against Jun, whereas against Asuka you do. And the defensive options are mostly the same, except damage is depends. Sometimes Asuka does more, sometimes Jun does more.
I mean, yeah, it's just because for me with Asuka, it's not really a matchup thing. It's more so
actually, I got one thing that would make Jun move back, but I don't think I will. But something to consider is the 10 frame punish.
Yeah.
That like she ducks anything, she just 10 frame punishes you.
Yeah, I mean, like downfall punish that hurts.
Yeah. So
But like, it's just it's
like-
just for me personally. The offense thing, it's not really a matchup thing. It's more so just I have to. Asuka, just as a character, you regardless of who you are, you have to hold the mix at some point.
there's probably someone with an option. But okay, let's go to Flower and Lee Mishima. Jun or Asuka? Which one is
I'd say Asuka.
Asuka first?
I think it's
Asuka
better to play
first.
versus Asuka.
Yeah.
So Asuka's better.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Just
Sorry,
because,
Kira.
only because she can launch down 3.
That's fair. That's fair. Better.
Yes, this is the that's the
Jun
big one.
punishes you better. Asuka punishes you worse. So that's mostly what I was saying was character stuff, and we are sticking to matchup stuff. So I'm gonna agree with what you guys said. That sounds perfectly fair. But now, who goes in this spot? Is it straight to the parry characters because they all have weak neutral to compared to you, compared
Yeah, I
to
think
us?
so.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Now, whose turn is it? Would it be maybe Victor? I feel like Victor would be the next one.
I would put Victor there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Victor. We 3 yeses. Then I would put maybe Paulo Feng.
I put maybe.
Being honest, I prefer Dragunov
I
over
put
Feng.
maybe Hwoarang.
Hwoarang?
At least I would put him over Drag.
Put him over Dragunov.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you have a lot of anti Hwoarang, but I feel like Hwoarang has a lot of anti Lee.
It's mainly when he has anti buttons for you.
Yeah, when does Dragunov have specific anti buttons?
He doesn't, but
Yeah.
he still gets to play the same game plan more or less.
I feel like he doesn't. Like the you stopping down 2 and having both the power crush, which you did say you weren't using much, but the power crush is amazing against Dragunov.
Oh no, I still use it. I just think it's shit. I still use it.
Yeah, well, it's amazing against Dragunov. So I do feel like he doesn't have things to stop you, whereas you have things to stop him. Whereas it goes mostly both ways against Hwoarang in our favor, but there's no both ways against Dragunov. He's just the better character, but he's not doing matchup things. But anyway, we gotta stick to this spot there. Victor, you guys said yes. So who's after Victor?
I might even say like Feng.
Feng? I
Yeah.
agree on Feng. I've been saying since day one that I think Lee's good against Feng. So what's your guys' take, Sync and Lee Mishima?
I mean, I've always said Lee has a better time versus Feng. Like, because I feel like that's a matchup that I've seen Lee players complain about a lot. But I'm like, you need to understand, other characters, they don't have options to mash out Feng. Like, you have to hold all that shit. So I've always said Lee is good versus Feng.
I guess we
No,
put
you
Feng.
actually have options to make him second guess as neutral.
Yeah. Next, I think I would put Paul. Paul, like Dragunov has a few things you stop, but like you said, he mostly plays the same. He has to cut out only a couple moves, right? But Paul, I feel like there's a lot of things that you beat with Lee. Like I said, the down 4 stops a lot of his stance transitions.
like,
I mean,
2, 2,
personally, I would
3,
put-
4,
I'd-
3, 4.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I would probably put Paul over Feng more time, but that's just
I
me.
don't have enough matchup experience to have a take on this. In my like, yeah.
I think I'll do this. I will put Paul over because there's more things I can think of that Paul loses to against Lee. Actually,
Yeah, for me, it's more so that Feng has to actually play the game versus Lee.
I'll say this. Paul has better block punishment, which I forgot to consider. While sending 3-2 and back 1-2 punishment punishes you harder for going for stuff than Feng does. Like Feng, if he blocks full crouch down forward 4, for example, he'll do while sending 1-3. You're not launched, right? If there's a wall, it doesn't matter, right? Whereas Paul will get a wall. If you go for a random hop kick, Feng's not going to do much to you. right? And that's something that
I
we
mean, he
go
could
for.
shoulder. That's if he's
Actually,
gonna
yeah,
do it.
actually shoulder. But back 1-2 from Paul will have a better time splatting you from the sides and from everything else. And also the damage is often in Paul for Paul when it comes to damage to punishment. Oh, Paul launches our heat smash, actually. 14 frame
Yeah.
launch.
Actually, yeah, he does.
So Feng has to go above.
Yep.
That seals it for the 14 frame launch I forgot about, but that's actually huge. We still don't have a heat smash against that character. Then Dragunov or King? I think Dragunov is here.
I'd probably more time put Dragunov. Like King to me, it's mostly just being able to effort. It's just effort 4. Other than that, I don't think it's like
Yeah.
super. There's a lot of
So
anti-King stuff, so I'd more time put Drag over that.
I think we all agree on Dragunov here.
Yep.
Right, then King. King is pretty.
Yeah, I'm fine with King being there. I think all the rest of the order is fine.
Azucena is just kind of a whatever matchup. Is it better for which one's better? I don't know. That doesn't matter much.
No.
Like I said, Hwoarang has option. Like even though it's only in heat, it's there. So he has to go here because I mean, heat is not like Akuma's meter, right? It's like you get heat once per round, right? Like it's happening. There's not much you can do about it. It's you're gonna have to deal with heat most of the time. Then we get to the even tier. I mean that's an awkward one to scale. I mean who's in bad? Like who's close to bad in there?
For me, close to bad. I'd say to me, Bryan's probably the closest to bad in that order, in that tier.
It makes sense to me. I want to put Claudio near him, but definitely I'd keep Bryan here. Like I'd put me like I think it's these three that are the ones that lean
I
towards
mean,
bad.
I would probably I'd maybe swap around Lili and Claudio, but
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like they both work because
They
one
can go
has
either way.
movement, and one just doesn't play into your gameplay.
Yeah.
So,
And it's like you're not gonna get much out of trying to play mid range versus Claudio.
Yeah.
His approach tools are too fast for you to
Yeah.
to risk trying to play keep out.
Okay, so I think we agree on these three. Flower, Limashima. You guys cool with these three staying there? Maybe these four, even Leo. Just
No,
being there.
Like,
I
first
actually think if I had to change one for good, it will be Claudio.
You would put Claudio in good.
Yes.
So you don't want to put him near there. Why would you put him in good? Like specifics.
Oh well, it's more because when you play a player in you do it well. I play versus Tetsu, Claudio.
I don't.
And
I
I
do
think
really
it
bad
was
against Tetsu. I don't know. It's just play styles, I guess.
well. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel quite well in the matchup. No, I think it was really good for me.
Like, I could put him closer to even. The thing is, the more I'm thinking about it, right? I was saying he doesn't play into our game plan, but we don't really play into his either. It's a very weird matchup, I feel. So I'm fine for moving him up. Flower, what do you think of Claudio?
I'm fine moving him up, but I wouldn't say he should be in good.
All right, let's move him up then. The more I'm thinking about it, he doesn't need to be closer to bad.
Yeah.
We won't necessarily put him all the way at the top,
but
but we're doing
if
the bottom.
if we're moving people up, can we move Bryan up a little bit?
You want to move Bryan up?
Yeah,
I mean,
a little bit.
I think Lee Mishima will be the one to cut it because I'm with Sync, so
Bryan, I will go more to good.
more to good. How much more?
Yes.
A little
My
more
God.
or a lot more?
A little more.
So Lily would
one
be
more time
the
is
worst.
I also consider the tier listing, so I don't know. I think if you size the 4 back one and you add the story, I think it should be okay for Lee.
Yeah, but now that's not what they do anymore. Now it's sort of about QCB1 and QCF1+2. Like
Yeah. Yeah,
they
but
don't
you can
approach
also
you.
size it to the left, quarter circle back one. So I think it's fine.
I'll
I
say
think it's
this.
fine.
Do you? Okay, this is fine. We'll do that then. Lily is leaning towards bad. All right. Where do you want to put Law?
I would probably put. I don't know. I'd put him. I'd put him. I think he's worse than Leo. Like Leo, I don't know. It's kind of weird because I think Leo's like the definition of just straight even. Like I genuinely no real leaning opinion on Leo that matchup.
I don't know. I feel I've played Richie now that he's really worked on the matchup. Because he hadn't before. Like I ran into him once in ranked, and I won like 8 first to 2s, and then the week after I ran into him again, and he fucked me up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's funny because like when you played him EGX the night before, me and him, he was playing at
he
my
banged
house.
up the matchup, and I could tell, right?
Yeah,
but
like,
now that he knows the matchup,
I mean, I kind of helped him out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, but
that's fine, man. That's normal.
but
But yeah, the evasiveness of Leo with down back 3 kind of hurts your game plan. I feel a little bit, but you're not the most affected out of the matchup, out of the
at least
characters.
I
Right?
think it's like, yeah, I don't know. To me, it's kind of straight even. Like there's a few evasive things,
And
but other than
she
that,
can stop your evasion as well, but you can
Yeah.
stop hers. It's pretty even, but does everyone else agree?
At least I find it less annoying to play
I mean,
around.
we're in the middle of even tier anyway. So,
Yeah,
I
this is
mean,
I know it's hard.
but if right now we have 8 characters, I think I'm fine with putting her as the 5th rather than the 4th. Is what I'm going with, but that's not much of a difference. Because she can't be in the middle. It's a pair number. We can't do middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Law fine here as the 3rd?
I think he's fine there, but I wanna hear
Lars.
the other guys.
Like we said, we had good options against Lars.
Yeah, we have good. I mean,
Are they better
to be
than
honest,
Jin's options?
I would put him over Jin.
Over Jin. I think I can agree with that. What do you guys think?
I can agree. Yep.
What about Shaheen? Does Shaheen go next to Leo maybe in terms of middle?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I would do that.
because right now in the middle we have basically the 3 Lees.
Yeah,
We have Law and Shaheen, and obviously Lee is technically in the middle because he's his own matchup. So that makes sense. All that makes sense. Claudio towards good. I don't know. I would do this.
Yeah, I would probably I would more time agree with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I do think I think Claudio's just a very weird matchup. That's like
It's so player dependent.
it's so player dependent, and
I would even do
you
this.
do have to be you have to be very careful about playing keep up versus Claudio because his approach tools are just too fast.
Yeah, I would do at least this.
Yeah.
I would bump Shaheen up 1 because I said our counter hits are better. So yeah, I think that's good. Bad. Is this what we want to do, or do we want to do this? We bumped Yoshi to bad from even, so he's not moving. And
it's between Nina and Steve.
I think I gotta put Steve. For me, Steve is close to worst, but he's not as good as Nina. Nina's just busted because she's busted.
The thing is, like, that's the part I'm more like, is it really a matchup thing, or just
I think it's just a character thing. I think we can leave that.
A top 3 character.
Yeah.
That's the part.
Then we can do this. Elisa has
that's the part that makes you kind of not want to move Nina because it's more just her being top 3 than.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, she has a lot of anti-Lee, but I don't think it's as detrimental as the Steve anti-Lee. So I would say this, and I moved Zafina up because Elisa is just the worst.
Yeah, Alyssa. I think we can all agree Alyssa's the worst.
All right. Well, that is the full order. So there you go. This is the matchup chart. I will post it on socials soon enough. Yeah, I mean I think I'm very happy with that. There's a few things that we disagreed on, so there was a bit of a back and forth, which is what I wanted from this. The Lees have agreed, and we have now given GM like 6 videos.
Yeah.
So have fun with that, bro. Listen,
hey, content machine, baby.
Exactly. We love you, man. One day.
I mean, it kind of goes to the show. Like, I've always kind of found it funny how, like, even from Tekken 7 time, I've always said Lee has a very solid matchup chart.
Yeah.
But there's just a few things that always, for me, just kept him out of top 10. in even in T7, like just
I
it's
mean,
just a
Tekken
few
7
things that
top
keep
10
them
was
out top 10.
crowded as well. People talk about how many characters are good in Tekken 8. I feel like it's much closer in Tekken 8, but Tekken 7 had Akuma Geese, and like Feng at the end, Kunimitsu at the end, Steven Jin in season 2. Like there was a bit of shuffling through the seasons, but there was just a couple characters that were just consistently beating everyone. Like there was a few even matchups for Akuma where I'm like, this matchup is clearly even. You have a lot of positive interactions, but I'm playing Akuma. You will lose, right? This matchup is even, but you will not win. There's just a lot of that.
Yeah. In this game, I still kind of feel the same. I feel the same. I feel it's mostly just heat that for me keeps Lee out of that top 10.
Yeah.
In my
I
opinion,
said
I
once
think
once
in
they
my
give
opinion,
him
like,
heat,
he's
if they
out top
do,
15, but
if they do actually end up giving him heat, okay, I'll switch back to the cams. If they do end up giving him something in heat, he could break into that top 10. Which brings me on to part 3 of this podcast. Part 1 was the current state of Lee. Part 2 was the matchup chart we just did. Now for part 3, which should be quite a bit shorter, is the season 2 wishlist.